Hi everyone, it's Jenny. Welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me. Now, I've just popped a sweetie in my mouth because I have still, believe it or not, got this cough and this cold thing going on. Nose is running, throat's a bit sore, and I've got this awful cough that I can't get rid of. So I've popped a sweetie in my mouth, so I hope I don't start coughing the whole way through. So this is a bit of a different one. I've come on just to, I'm sure most of you know how to make hidden paper clips, but if you don't, then I'm going to show you. And basically, Amanda from Scrimping Mummy, I'm on the design team, and she has released just a little while ago some freebies on her Ko-fi shop. I'll leave the links so that you can check those out if you want. Basically, she gave us all pages of paper coordinating. So we had like blue spots, pink sort of waves, then you had this sort of creamy coloured spots, and then a green wave and some sheets of that. She also gave us lots of little bits of ephemera to cut out. So you've got these little tickets, which I've already cut out and I've popped a little hole in them. You've got these little bingo cards. You've got flowers, you've got butterflies, coordinating colours, you've got loads of words, little tickets, all sorts of stuff. So enough to make some hidden paper clips. So I'm going to show you what I've made, and then we're going to make it together. So this is a little hidden paper clip. So in here you've got a little bingo card that pulls out with this gorgeous flower on here. And then on the back, you've got this little ticket in there. And you could put more on if you wanted to. And if I was going to pop it, let's say this was my journal page, and it's under here. The hidden paper clips under here. You could pop it on your page and then pop a little tab on there, and then you can just pull it off. Now, they are quite simple to make once you know what you're doing. I'm going to link Amanda's page because she's given a brilliant tutorial on this, and if you can't follow me or I do something wrong, then please head over. But pop over to her Ko-fi shop and have a look, and you'll see these on there. So basically all I've done first of all is I've cut strips, and I've basically cut these by 2.5 by 6.5, and made a load of them. So I'm going to show you how we're going to do one of these. So I've got to try and talk with the sweet in my mouth, which is a bit naughty, isn't it? So what I've done is I've grabbed, where's my other bits? Oh, there. So I've grabbed two colours. I've gone for the pink and the blue because I think they match together. So we get those bits out the way for the moment. Now you could do this with any paper, and you could do it any size as long as you sort of get your dimensions right. But basically, I've got my first blue piece, which is 6.5, and I've scored it at 2.5 and 5.5. Okay, so 2.5 and 5.5. I'm just going to burnish this with my little scoring knife at 2.5 and 5.5. Okay. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to round the corners. You don't have to do this. It's you know, personal choice, but I've just rounded the corner on that. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold it over like that. I'm then going to get a paper clip and add a paper clip at the top, because this is going to be our top. Now, I don't know which way you want it. You can have the thick bit at the front, thin bit at the back. It's up to you. I'm going to go that way. So we've done that. Then I've got my second strip, and I've reduced it by 1/4 inch. So instead of 2.5, I've got 2.25 in width, and then instead of 6.5, I've got 6.25. Okay, I've rounded one end, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue the whole lot of this page. So let's just get loads of glue on here, just down the middle there like so. Okay, and then what we're going to do is we're going to add it to this page here. So I'm going to layer it, but I'm going to leave a little bit of a layer like so, like that. And then I'm just going to fold it over like that. And then let's get it straight, Jenny, shall we? So that we've got an even layer all the way around. I'm just going to give that a little push down. Make sure that glues in there. There we go. And then we've got that piece there. I'm also going to fold that bottom score line that we've already made up, rescore it, because obviously I've got the pink on top of there now, and I'm going to glue that bit down there. So that's basically the hidden paper clip there. Okay. I've then got my second strip, or my third strip rather, and I've cut it at, oh gosh, I can't get it off. I've cut it at 3 inches. All right. So let's just pop that there. Yeah, I've cut them both at 3 inches. I've then scored around 3. So I'll show you. I've cut this one at 3. Okay, that's 3 inches. I'm just going to bring it along here for ease. And I'm going to score 3 sides at 1/2 inch. So I'm going to turn it round. I'm going to turn it round. And I'm basically scoring at 1/2 inch on 3 sides, the 2 short sides and 1 long side. Okay, that can get out the way now because we don't need that. And then I'm just going to burnish those score marks. And that's 2 little pockets we've made here. And I'll show you. I'm just scoring them so that we've got some nice lines on our little hidden paper clip. Now, I think once you've got the hang of these, you could literally make these out of anything and use anything. Great way of using up your scraps and bits and pieces. But do head over to Amanda's page, and if you want our Ko-fi membership, you get this for free. And then I'm going to put both of them together, save time. I've got my, probably could do with a 1 inch punch, but I've only got a 1/2 inch and a 1.5 inch. So I'm going to do 1/2 inch. I'm going to do both of them at the same time and just take a little snippet out of each. Okay. And then you've got an X here where you've scored both. I'm going to go straight across those X's like that. Okay, get those bits out the way, but we'll keep all this scrap because, you know, these bits that I've just cut off, these little bits I cut off the end, you could use as a tag in another project. Turn that round rather. I'm trying to talk but move the sweet in my mouth, and it's not that easy. So that can just go there for now. Probably done that a bit long, but anyway, we will use these pieces. We won't waste them. So we've got our 2 little pockets. So what we're going to do is we're going to grab our, I just want to make sure where I've not cut those, you can see that. So I'm just going to cut the end off there, because when you fold them in, probably my fault because I've done too big a dip. If I'd done a smaller dip, you wouldn't have seen that. But that's easy to rectify. Just make sure it's under. So I'm just folded those in, and this is going to be the front. So I'm just going to glue this little pocket down, and we're going to go straight onto the front of the paper clip. But we're going to go sideways. So let's just get this in proportion. Make sure our layers, that's about right. There we go. That's that one. Okay, and then I'm going to turn it over. We're going to do exactly the same with the other one. But I'm going to go that way up. I'm just going to make sure my spacing's okay. It doesn't matter. You can pop these, you can do whatever you like and put them whichever way you want, you know, with the cards. You could even take Well, that one I've stuck over a little bit. I've got to get rid of that little bit there because it was, I printed on scrap paper and it's sticking out. So that's the back and that's the front. And then what we can do is come in with all our little bits of ephemera. So my favourite is Vintage Photo. But I had this little chalk, pixie dust it's called, pink pixie dust. And it's a chalk ink. And it's got a soft mat to it. And I basically went round the edges on these flowers and things with it. So what I'm going to decide is what I'm going to do. So I've got these little tickets. I could put one of those in there, like so. I think the bingo one's going better for the front. Oh, I haven't glued that down wrong, have I? No, I haven't. I thought for a minute I had. So that would go there. Also, with your scrap bits, I'm going to make a little tab for this. I'm going to make a little tab out of this scrap piece. Where's my tab puncher? If you haven't got a tab puncher, then you could always just make one. Now, my paper's quite small and my tab puncher's quite big, so I just have to line it up and get it in. Hang on. Huh. I've got it stuck now. Hang on. Oh. Let's get it in there properly, shall we, Jenny? Oh my goodness. Oh, hang on. We will do this. Patience is a virtue, Jenny. Should we try a bigger piece? Yeah. Okay. It's probably a better idea, isn't it? Oh, I can't pick anything up today. I'm all fingers and thumbs. I'm not sure that this is going to... It might be because it's wider and I can get it in there. Right, there we go. Go on, in you go, you naughty little thing. I did it off camera with no problem whatsoever. That's because no one's watching me, isn't it? Right, we're in. My goodness. Right. Patience is a virtue. There we go. And we've got a little tab. Just going to glue that whole tab closed. Normally, we would glue it over a piece of paper and then put it on, but we're not going to. So we're going to tab it just to make it a bit stronger. We've doubled it. Just glue at the bottom. I've decided that's the front and that's the back. So what I'm going to do is I am going to pop that there on the back. And I'm probably going to pull it up a little bit to make it a tab because that's what the purpose is about to be. There we go. Okay. And then we would leave that to dry. So the bingo card is in there. So let's do the back first. So I'm probably going to pop this little ticket in here, like so. What did I do for this one? Oh, I just put that on. I just put one of those little tabs on. So I think, should we just put one of those on there? Or I have got Amanda's word soup, which I really like. I mean, you could put whatever you like on there. I'm going to go for that. Or shall I do that on the front? That's the trouble. I'm going to have that on the back. And also, yeah, this is from her word soup. You can get that also on her page. So that is going to go on there. And you could dress this up as much or as little as you want. And then I'm going to turn it back. So this is our front page. And we're either going to have, if I've done the pink flower, maybe I'll go for the blue flower this time. So I'm just going to get my little chalk. You can barely see this chalk ink. There's just a very, and you probably won't be able to see it on the camera, but I can see it around the image. Just takes off that white, and it's just different from doing the vintage look because I thought the pink would come in. So I think we're going to do, Now, I'm not going to do one of those. I'm going to do one of the little butterflies. I think I'm going to do blue. And of course, if you want these smaller, you can just print them out, 2 to a page. Right. So I'm thinking I want to have a word as well. We've got all these lovely little words down here. Right, believe. Now there'll be enough ink on that to go round. Get it all over my fingers now. I just thought this is a lovely little project to show you. It's just some scrap I printed on there. Just a little, it's raining here, very rainy, and I didn't feel like doing major amounts. And I thought, you know what, I'm going to come on and show you these. So I'm just going to put quite a bit of glue in the middle, just down the belly of the butterfly. And then it can slightly stick up. And then we've got this little word here, which I'm going to pop down here, just under there, and have that like that. There you go. So I've got all these other bits. I shall make some more. But there is a very easy, very quick, and you could mass make these little hidden paperclip. And again, I'll show you. It's not dry quite yet, but it will go on there eventually. I don't want to pull it too hard, and then you can pull it off with the tab. So, hidden paper clips. If you didn't know how to do them, you do now. As I say, I'm going to link Amanda's channel so you can see how to do them properly. So thanks very much, everyone. I hope you enjoyed. You could actually put some little glitter bits on if you wanted, which I might do, but I'm going to have a play with these now, but I'm going to go off camera and do that. So have a go. Little paper clips. Let me know what you think, and take care, everyone. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.